Hello everybody at YouTube, and I am Michael Buckoff, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. Welcome everybody at YouTube. And I'm doing this particular live stream. I've been doing it over the last month. I'm just using this as a way to advertise about my course. So the students that you will see me talking to in this video, these are students who have joined my online TOEFL course, a 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. And I will give them, and I will give you, if you do join my course, you will get exactly the same kind of treatment as these students are getting. Alright, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to go into my email and start listening to my students' speaking practice tests that were submitted over the last 24 hours. So let's start off with the first one here.
Personally,
Okay, let's see which one this is. This is, it looks like independent speaking task number 6. And the student is Ali. So let's see which question Ali is answering. I have over 300 topics, by the way, at my website for students to practice. Okay, so it says, which do you think is better, living on campus in dorms or living off campus in apartments?
Personally, I prefer to live on campus in dormitories for the following reasons.
Now, Ali, for the following reasons, it's not very specific. You want to have a more sharply focused topic statement than that. Go to speaking lesson number 2 to get some tips on how you can create a little bit better introduction. One which is more focused.
First, the food and cooking is really a big deal to me. I don't want to waste my valuable time on cooking while it should be assigned and allocated on my studies. So I want to live in a place that the owner of property, such as dormitories or hotel, take responsibility of my food. Furthermore, the security is very important advantage for me. There are many police and security guards on the dormitories, which prevents people come to my room. That's why I prefer to live in on-campus dorm.
Okay, what I'd recommend is, to help you reframe your ideas, you might want to say, well, if I have to choose between living in apartments or living on campus, I prefer to live on campus because it saves time and provides better security. Then say, first of all, I prefer living in dorms because I can save time, especially as it relates to my cooking. Then you give some examples to illustrate that. Say, second of all, I also prefer living in dorms because it's a safer, more secure environment. Then you give an example or two to support that, and then you're done. So you need a little bit more coherent organization, and I think your score is going to go up on this one. Okay, so give me a quick second. I'm going to go to the rubrics. I'm going to give you a score right now. Okay, Ali, I'm listening to your practice test that you submitted, so I'm going to give you a score right now on that. Okay, I think I just gave you these comments, but I forgot to start the audio file on it, so most of my comments relate to your topic development on this one. So my first suggestion is, it seems during your response you're focusing in 2 support points, right? So you like living in dorms because it saves time and it's a more secure environment in your opinion, right? So then in the beginning, instead of saying, well, I prefer to live in dorms for the following reasons, be a little more specific. Say, if I have to choose between living in apartments or living in dorms, I prefer living in dorms because it can save time and it's a more secure environment. Then you illustrate and develop those 2 points, right? So I think you can improve your organization a little bit. That's one area. Overall, pretty good control of your language use. Delivery, I think it's okay. I can understand pretty much everything you're saying on that, so I didn't notice any major problems. So I'm going to put you at 2.83 out of 4, 22 points out of 30 on this particular speaking practice test. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and send him these comments now by email so he can get these. Let's go to my email. There it is. I'll tell you guys a quick piece of advice. I say this pretty much every day to my students at YouTube. I'll say it again today. 3 things. There's three things you want to do in order to get the best possible, to maximize your TOEFL study every day. Remember, it takes a lot of concentration. You have to be motivated. You have to have a positive mindset and not negative. You don't want to be depressed. So there's 3 things that you want to do as you're preparing for the TOEFL test. Number 1, very important, sleep 8 to 9 hours every night. Make it happen. Everybody makes excuses for not getting enough sleep, but you need to get a lot of sleep when you're learning a new language. That's important. If you have to take a nap during the day, do a cat nap. Only nap for 15 minutes, and don't take naps after 3 p.m. You'll be too awake at night. Number 2 is exercise regularly. Yes, make time to exercise every day, even a 30 to 60 minute walk, a little bit of running, ride a bike, lift some weights. Do something. Exercise every day. It will really help you with your TOEFL study, I promise. Right? Number 3 is have a good diet. Stay away from alcohol. Try not to smoke. No coffee, no tea. Try not to eat a lot of sugar. Try to eat a fairly healthy diet. If you're getting a lot of sleep, you're working out, you should be able to have very effective study for the TOEFL every day. If you do those 3 things, and the thing is, you're asking me, Srikanth, about articles, a, and the, and do I use them with dependent, independent clauses, past, present, or future? But articles, a, and the, they have nothing to do with any of those words. Articles have to do with the kinds of nouns that they introduce. Right? So what I'm going to do is, let me go to my website. I'm going to give you a link to a lesson in the grammar part of my course about articles. I want you to take a look at that lesson so you can learn more about how to use articles, a, and the, those words, right? So let me go find that link, and I will put that, Srikanth, in the chat area that's with this live chat. You can go take a look at that right now if you want. Okay, let me go to grammar, the grammar section of my course. Let me find it. Articles. Here they are. It's lesson number 20, Srikanth. If you're not sure, it's grammar lesson number 20. Okay, I'm going to put this in the live chat too. There it is, Srikanth. I just put that in there for you so you can take a look at it. Okay, let's go to the next one. So the next student I'm grading right now, this is Khalid. He's doing, I think, integrated speaking practice test number 11. All right, let's take a look at this.
Both speakers are...
Yeah, hi Khalid, and this is Michael, and I'm going to listen to your integrated speaking practice test number 11. So let's see how you answered this question.
Both speakers are discussing how teachers can make learning more enjoyable to their students.
Okay.
The male student says, research has shown that interactive learning can make students learn faster.
Okay.
For example, by teaching additions, teachers can ask their students to pick up things like pencils that their numbers equal to the solutions of their problems. Second, teachers can make learning more enjoyable by making their students involved in the teaching by role play, for example, which makes students concentrate for longer durations.
Good. Good vocabulary. Wow, this is good. I like it so
The
far.
benefit to enjoyable learning is that students become friendly with their teacher, and this can help them listen more effectively to what he's saying.
Okay. Wow, that was a good one. Very nice. Okay, so let me look at the rubrics here for this one. So let's go to integrated speaking. Let's check this out. Okay, overall, I think this is a very good response. So you spoke very clearly. I didn't notice any major problems at all, not even any minor problems. So very good with your pronunciation. You had very good control of your grammar and your vocabulary, and you had a fairly organized response. It was clear that you were paraphrasing, summarizing somebody else's ideas. My only maybe caution would be is sometimes when you're explaining the points from either the reading passage or the listening passage, sometimes you're using exactly the same grammar, exactly the same vocabulary. So try to paraphrase, which means using your own grammar, your own vocabulary. That would help a little bit, but still, I'm going to put you at least 26 points or higher on this, 3.3 or higher. So this was a very good response on your part, so keep it up. Do that when you're taking the TOEFL exam. I think you will be very happy with this speaking section. So can you repeat this? When you take the TOEFL and use this or use this kind of speaking for all 6 of your tasks, and you'll be in pretty good shape. All right? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and send him a message for January 17th, 2017. Trying to get used to having the new year here. It's kind of crazy we have a new year. Here we go. Let me go ahead and send him a quick message. These guys are serious. I'm finding out now, students who joined my course, who have joined my course over the last 6 months, I mean, they do speaking and writing practice every day. I'm like, wow. Of course, that makes me really busy, but I know that if they're practicing like that on a day-to-day basis, they're going to improve their English, and their TOEFL score is going to go up. That's exactly what they're doing. So anybody watching this at YouTube, the main message you want to get from this is practice your TOEFLs daily. Don't wait a week or 2 weeks or a month. Practice a little bit every day. That's pretty much a good idea to help you with your English and improving your English. So now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got about 10 more speaking practice tests right now. Not even close to being finished. Send me a quick message, Srikanth. I'll try to see if I can send you an email for that one. Okay, let me keep going. I'm going to the next one now. Okay, so we got Mohammed, and he's doing, it looks like, pronunciation practice. So let's get to this one. Go ahead and get this ready. Let me open it up.
Why didn't you call your mother? Why didn't you call your mother?
Okay, so Mohammed's working on intonation. It really doesn't get much harder than this. This is very tough, and he has a major issue with intonation. So this is something that he's trying to solve. And this is all I can do. I'm not God, right? I cannot automatically solve all of your pronunciation, language use, and topic development problems. You got to practice. You have to do the practice tests, send them to me, then I will tell you what your problems are and how you can get better, but you got to follow my advice and then repost more speaking, and then we see how it goes. It takes time. It really does. Okay, so I think I'm ready. Let me look at it again.
Why didn't you call your mother?
Okay, so now I have to find those key words here. Okay, this is tough. Okay, let me make this bigger. Okay, let's go here. Let's see what we have. Okay, so Mohammed's working on this inferencing and sentence focus, which is part of intonation. It's called contrastive stress. For example, if you look at this one, it says, did you say that you wanted a large iced tea? Or you want a large iced tea? Statement, I'll have a small iced tea. So we have to put a lot of emphasis on the word small because it's different from the word large. That's what he's trying to do. Remember that my TOEFL course, it covers every area of intonation. Everything that you need to do to speak clearly, I cover it. And I have practice exercises to help you get better. Can we go back? Where is he here? Maybe I somehow missed it. I don't know where it is. Give me a second. Gotta find it again. Okay, here it is. Okay, we ready? Okay, now we gotta get his recording in here. Now, it's complicated. I have to start a recording now to talk to him. Yeah, hi there, Mohammed. I'm going to listen to your intonation. Now, this is exactly where you need to be. This is the area I'm really trying to help you improve on. So let's see how you're doing with this exercise.
Why didn't you call your mother? I called my mother.
Almost, but you're not making it higher. It's not I called my mother, but I called my mother. So to make that contrastive stress, you don't want to just focus on the word, but make it a little bit higher pitch. So why didn't you call your mother? I called my mother. All right? So let's look at the next few here and see how you did.
She doesn't have a bicycle. No, in fact, she does have a bicycle.
Almost. You're getting better, but still no. So no, in fact, she does have a bicycle. So still, I want you to work on being higher pitched when you stress that word, because the previous statement says she doesn't have a bicycle. You're contradicting that. So no, in fact, she does have a bicycle.
You should repair your car. I repaired my car.
Good. I repaired my car.
Was it Don who took Frank to the game? John took the Frank to the game. Do you live in Cherry Street? No, I live in Hamilton Street.
I live on Hampton Street. So
the test sure was easy. Yes, it was an easy test. Why didn't you return the book
So again, yes, it was an easy
to
test.
the library? You are wrong. I returned it to the library.
So I returned it to the library.
So she spent $15 at the plaza. No, she spent $50 at the plaza.
No, she spent $50 at the plaza. Okay, let's look at the last two here. So I'm going to say on a scale of 1 to 10, still you're identifying the focused word, but you're not making it as higher pitched as I'd like to. And once you understand that, can make it higher pitched, that's when you begin to vary your intonation more.
Does he drive a Mitsubishi car? No, he drives a Nissan car. Are you ready to take the exam on Tuesday? You are mistaken. The exam is on Monday.
The exam is on Monday. The exam is on Monday, not Tuesday. Didn't you know? Right? So you go to McDonald's and you say, I want a large drink. They go, okay, so your small drink costs. You go, no, I want a large orange drink, not small. So if you say it without raising the tone, they don't know that you're contradicting what they're saying. You could have a communication problem there. All right, so still this one, you have not mastered this yet. I'm going to be honest with you. You still need practice with this lesson. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and email him the comments. Think about that. How many online TOEFL courses out there give you pronunciation feedback? Right? Think about that. Right? I do that. I give you speaking feedback, pronunciation feedback. I'll even correct the grammar errors you're making in the speaking if you have any. I give you all that kind of feedback. Even if you don't need the TOEFL, let's just say that you want to improve your English and your speaking. You can still benefit by taking my online TOEFL course. You can benefit big time. I'm kind of like your speaking coach, right? I help you to speak more fluently, more clearly, more accurately. Okay, I'm going to send him a quick message here. Okay, there we go. Let me go ahead and go back to my email here. There we go. Then I keep going. I go to the next one. Okay, give me a quick second here. Shrikant, send me a quick email about this student got 26. I'll send it to you by email. You said, how will you recommend when I complete reading step for a 350 word lesson? So, if you can read in 1 minute, right? Remember that the speed reading tests are designed not for TOEFL level, but to test your reading speed. So you spend 60 seconds reading the passage. Then you take the test. If you score over 60%, your reading speed is at 350 words a minute. Once you've done that, you're good. You have mastered that part of my course once you've done that. All right, let's keep going. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and delete some of my YouTube. I have all these files. When I download them, they become just massive on my computer, so I'm deleting about several gigabytes of stuff there. Okay, now I keep going. Okay, we got Shri. So she's doing, it looks like, reading, listening, speaking, casual, practice test 1. I'm going to listen to it right now.
The reading pass.
Let me go ahead and do that. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for SV, and I am Michael, and I'm going to listen to your integrated speaking practice test number 1.
The reading passage describes about the effect of advertisements on people's behavior. It gives an example of a politician.
Now, what I would do here is, because your response focuses on the reading and the listening passage, I would recommend that you mention both of those sources in the beginning in your introduction. So then you might say, well, the reading and the listening passage discuss the political and economic effects of the internet. So you do it that way. That way your introduction focuses in both areas.
Through television, radios and billboards influence people, and people on watching this 30-second ad decide on whom to choose their leader as. Moreover, the speaker supports this idea by saying that advertisements can also influence people economically.
Okay.
That is, people...
Let me look at that transition one more time. There's something about the home too. Give me a minute. I got to listen to that one more time.
Influence people, and people on watching this 30-second ad decide on whom to choose.
So you say 30, not dirty, but 30 seconds. So when you pronounce the TH sound, Shri, you want to make sure you have your tongue between your teeth when you do that. All right?
Who's their leader as. Moreover, decide on whom to.
When they decide on whom to choose as their leader, I would say on whom to choose as their leader. That's probably the best way to say that.
30-second ad decide on whom to choose their leader as.
So they decide on whom to choose as their leader. So you had some word order issues there.
Moreover, the speaker supports.
I like your use of the word moreover. It's a good transition word. You're trying to show me how your points are organized. So very good choice of transition words.
Moreover, the speaker supports this idea by saying that advertisements can also influence people economically.
Good.
That is, people will watch it ad on toothpaste in TV.
People, when, let me go back to what you just said.
That is, people will watch it ad on toothpaste in TV.
When watching an ad about toothpaste, or when watching a TV ad about toothpaste, so you had some problems there, not when watched, but when watching, when they watch. So because it has active meaning, it reduces to ing, not ed.
Buy the same product from the store only because of the reason that they have seen it in TV.
Okay.
Thus, the speaker says that an advertisement can influence people in both positive and negative way, and people should always think wisely before making a decision.
Okay. Not bad. I like it. So you're speaking very clearly. I like that. So let's go to the rubrics. Let's see how we're doing. Let's take a look at it. Let me take a look at them right now. So I'm taking a look at the rubrics right now. So overall, I think for the most part you had a pretty clear delivery, not a lot of problems, and you're making, I think, some pretty good changes with your intonation, so you speak naturally. Language use, you did have one or two issues with that I pointed out already, right? I think overall I gave you one suggestion of how you can organize the beginning of your response. I'd like you to follow that guideline on the next integrated speaking that you do. So make sure that your topic statement includes stating the main point of the reading passage and the lecture. It does both, right? So you want to do that. Your score here, let's take a look. I think it's pretty good. I'm not going to put you at the 4 range, but you're very close. I'll put you at 23 to 24 points out of 30 on this, 3.0 to 3.1, so you probably would score below a 4 because of some problems with language use and maybe minor topic development issue. All right? Okay, now I'm going to send her a quick message. January 17th, 2017. Here we are, right here. Okay, I'm going to send her these comments that you guys heard at YouTube. Okay, we're going to the next one. Okay, so Shrikant, so you said that you got 80% on the 350 words per minute. That means if you only took 60 seconds to read the passage, you are done. That means you have a good reading speed of 350 words a minute. So for you, if you have done that, the next step is to start working on reading practice tests, TOEFL level reading practice tests. I do not have those on my website. So if you have a TOEFL book, for example, the Cambridge preparation course for the TOEFL, you could use that, or get some TOEFL book and you can do those reading practice tests. Probably a good idea. Let's keep going. I'm going to the next one here. So my next student is Shahad. So Shahad, it looks like, I don't know, independent or integrated speaking number 13. I'm not sure which one it is. Let me see.
If my friend is nervous because he would have a job interview.
Got it. Now I can talk to her. Hi Shahad, this is Michael and I'm listening right now to your independent speaking practice test number 13. So let's see this one. So your friend is nervous because he will have a job interview, right? And I'm going to see how you answered this particular question, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and check this out. So let's go to the beginning.
If my friend is nervous because he would have a job.
No, if you use is, then say will. If you say, if my friend were nervous because he had a job interview, I would. But I think in this case, is, then will. So be careful. If you're talking about a present possible situation, you can use present tense verbs, maybe, and then future. If you're talking about a present impossible situation, then use the simple past in all parts of your sentence.
Job interview, I would advise him to stay calm and motivate him. Firstly,
so I would advise him to stay calm and motivated, I think.
Calm and motivate him. First,
let me go back. I'm having some trouble with what you just
to
said.
stay calm and motivate him.
It sounds like you're saying stay calm and motivate him. I would just say I would advise my friend to stay calm and motivated. So if you say calm, which is an adjective, then you want to use motivated, which is also an adjective, right? Because you have the word and, you want to make sure both of those words are balanced and parallel. That would be my comment on that.
Firstly, he needs to stay relaxed in order to concentrate in the interview.
Instead of saying he needs to, I would say, well, first of all, I would advise that my friend stay relaxed or calm during the interview. So you're giving the advice. Frame it like that. Now, maybe you don't know how to use the grammar that I'm using. It's called subjunctive mood. If you go to Google, I'm going to give you some key words here. What is the subjunctive mood in English grammar? So if you don't know what it is or how to use it, check that out. What is a subjunctive mood in English grammar? That's a good question to ask Google to learn more about
For
it.
example, I remember watching some TV report about how emotions had a strong influence on people's behavior and also their concentration in order to perform their tasks.
Okay.
And a helpful way to remove these stresses is by if they took a deep breath before performing them. Furthermore,
Related to your friend, though, is say, okay, to apply this to my friend's situation, then I would advise that my friend to take a deep breath before the interview so he could stay calm. Thus, he could perform better during the interview. So you have to connect this back to your friend. Don't just go to the example and explain the example, but explain how it relates to your friend's situation.
I'll motivate him by mentioning his successes and accomplishments that he had done before in order to give him a push. So that's how I'll help my friend.
Okay, so how will this score? That is a question, am I right? All right, so let's take a look at online here. Give me a quick second here. Okay, I think overall you're doing a pretty good job with your delivery. I think that's good. You had some minor language use issues, as I pointed out, and you seem to be a little bit limited when it comes to the subjunctive mood. So I'd like you to learn more about that particular grammar and how to use it in your speaking. All right, topic development. I think overall you had a very well-connected organization with some supporting detail. So I think it'd be tough to get a 4. Some minor language use issues in there, maybe some minor problems with that. So I'm going to put you at about 24 points, 3.1 out of 4 on this one. So 24 points out of 30. So overall, a strong response. Now I'm going to send her a quick email so she can get my comments. This student's making a lot of progress very quickly. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to send her a quick email now. And when students submit practice tests, what I do is I grade them in the order that they were submitted. So I start with the one that is the oldest, and then I finish with the newest. All right, go to the next one now. You said I just kept mail on my email for 26 out of 30. Okay, let me see if I can find that email and I will send you that practice test. Give me a quick second. Okay, I'm going to send this message to you right now, Shrikant. Let me see if I can find it. I don't even know if I can find it here. Computer. I don't know. I don't know where it went on my computer. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm looking all over the place for this thing. I don't see it. And I just deleted a whole bunch of stuff about 5 minutes ago, so let me try one more time. So I gotta look around. I don't know where that thing is. Srikanth. Okay, let me move ahead. I gotta keep going, buddy. Gotta finish my grading. Okay, the next student is Marcelo. Let's see how Marcelo's doing right now. So he's doing independent speaking practice test number 246. So let's find this one. Oh, this is a tough one. Compare. Pray. You do not get this one on the TOEFL exam. You do not want this question. Compare the differences between a vacation in the mountains during the summer and the winter. The problem with this one is it's very tough to control the structure because compare is complicated and it takes a lot of time. Now, if you compares the vacation in the mountains with summer and winter times, and he only compares in terms of one thing, then he probably will have enough time to provide supporting detail to help answer the question. But if he tries to compare it to too many things, he will not be able to have good specific detail. So now the question is, let's see how he answers this question. Let me click on it again. I clicked on it, nothing happened. Okay, let's open it up.
The differences between a vacation in the mountains.
Alright, so let's see. You could get this on the independent writing too. It may ask you to compare two things and then develop an essay in response to the two and then maybe explain your opinion at the end. So it's good to hear this kind of response. So, okay, let's see how he answers this question.
The differences between a vacation in the mountains during the summer and during the winter are mainly in terms of the clothes we use.
Now wait a minute, I didn't hear what he said there, and I need to get the recording started for him. Hi there, Marcelo. I'm listening to your independent speaking practice test number 246. There's something you said I'm not quite sure about. Let me listen to it again.
The differences between a vacation in the mountains during the summer and during the winter are mainly in terms of the clothes we use.
Are what we use, the equipment that we use? Is that what you're saying? I'm not sure what you're saying there.
Use. The winter are mainly in terms of the clothes we use.
The goals, I don't know what you're saying there, but it's killing your speaking because if I don't get that, that's a really important idea, and that's causing me some trouble.
On one side, during the summer,
I like that. On the one side, on the other side. So you're using, I think, these are kind of what we call symmetrical kind of transitional words, and it really shows a contrast, and it's a very easy way to link your ideas together. So that's a great strategy how you're doing
on
that.
vacation in the mountains, we will need to use some lightweight clothes because the weather will be really hot and
Oh, you're saying gloves, lightweight gloves.
we will need to feel fresh. On the other side, during the winter, we will need to use some warm clothes because we will need some protection from the snow and we will need to keep our temperature high. However, that's mainly the difference between the location in the mountains in the summer and in the winter.
Your structure is actually pretty good. So what I would say in the beginning, I don't know what you're saying, but the difference is between a vacation in the mountains during the summer and during the winter is specifically the kind of attire that we will wear, or the clothes that we will wear. So I didn't exactly get, maybe that's what you're saying in the beginning, clothes. I couldn't quite understand that, but your speech was actually very organized and you gave some examples. So I think the structure of your response was very good, right? So let's take a look at how you will score on this one here. So let's go over to so we have this. Okay, so there was an intelligibility issue, a delivery issue with a very, I mean, super important word in there. That was the biggest word of the whole response. I did have trouble understanding that. That caused some trouble with your intelligibility. Very impressive language use and topic development on the one side. On the other side, it was brilliant how you did that in terms of organizing your idea. Right? So that was really good. So I think very good topic development, very good language use. So I think some intelligibility issues bring the score down a little bit. So I'm going to put you at about 24 to 26 points out of 30. If you don't get the 26, probably because of delivery issues. All right? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and send him a quick email right now, so let me do that. So Marcelo speaking for January 17th, 2017. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Okay, send him the comments that you just heard. All right, let's move ahead. So, what is this video? I am Michael Buckoff. I have an online TOEFL course that nobody knows about. It's called the 7-Step System to Pass a TOEFL IBT. I'm trying to let students know at YouTube what I do. And in this video right now, I'm actually listening to and responding to practice tests submitted from my online students. So if you join my online course, I will also give you exactly the kind of feedback that I'm giving this next student. So the next student I want to listen to right now, this student is called Hiba, and she completed, it looks like, an independent speaking practice test, maybe number 3. Let me see. Okay, here it is. So let's go to which practice test she's actually answering. Man, it's a terrible question. Hope you never have to answer this question, but we know that we will not live forever. So maybe this question is more appropriate than what we think, right? Especially at my age. Crap, I'm 51 years old right now. How much longer am I going to live? I don't know. Who knows? And we don't know anything, right? Okay, let me go ahead and do the screen capture so we can see. Here it is. Got it. Okay, so this is the question the student's answering. Upon your death, what valuable object or material possession would you consider giving to a friend or family member? Why would you want the friend or family member to inherit this object?
When I die, the most important thing that I want...
Wait a minute, I got to talk to this student too here. Hi there, Hiba, and I'm Michael, and I'm listening to your independent speaking practice test number 3.
When I die, the most important thing that I want someone of my family member to inherit is my watch, because it's very meaningful for me. It was a gift from my mother on my wedding day.
Okay.
So I appreciate.
Be careful with your intonation. You're speaking a little bit quickly, but remember when you're speaking, I want my sister to have this, because remember that when you're speaking, you want to vary your tone. Then when you get done with this sentence, then you have a distinct pause, then you move on to the next idea. So you're having some problems with your pacing. So how do you solve this problem, Heba? Go to pronunciation lessons 41 through 44 to learn more about. The lessons are titled Thought Roots and Blending.
It very much. Also, I took care of this watch in my whole life. For that reason, I want to give it to my sister, because
this is important. I like this. And now you're talking about your sister. A lot of students, when they answer this, they just talk about friends or family members in general. They're not very specific. So I like how you made a specific choice.
she's the most appropriate person that I
She's the most appropriate person.
know, which I know that she will take care of this watch in the same.
She's the most appropriate person, you said.
She's the most appropriate person that I know, which I know that she will take.
The most appropriate person who will take care of this watch. So you had some language use issues at around 25 to 26 seconds of your response.
Care of this watch in the same manner as I did. And also, whenever she will wear this watch, she will remember us. So it's a good thing that made her feel that we still beside her and we did.
It will be, I would say, it will be a good thing to let her know that we're still beside her.
Didn't let her alone. When I
Okay, so overall, on this one, I'm going to try to figure out your score here in a minute. Okay, so let me see here. Let me go over to the rubrics for just a minute. Okay, so independent speaking task. I don't know, I think here, delivery, you're definitely having some delivery issues, some pacing issues as I pointed out, also some problems with your intonation. So pronunciation lessons 36 through 40, that will help you with pronunciation. If you go to pronunciation lessons 41 through 44, that'll give you instruction with pacing and how you can speak a little more naturally and fluently without some of those awkward pauses and hesitations. You had some minor language use issues. Overall, topic development was actually pretty good. You answered both parts of the question and you chose your sister. So I thought that was a good strategy. I'm going to put you at about 3.0 out of 4, 23 points out of 30 on this practice test. Okay, let me go ahead and send her a quick email. Okay, let me go ahead and send her this message. Okay, here we go. Okay, there I go. I'm done with that one. I move on. I'm looking at your comment, Shrikant. You say, you should bless more students until 90 and above for those who feel TOEFL is a life. I'm not going to be living to 90 years old. I'll be surprised if I did. But you know what? Once I retire, I'll probably stop teaching at California State University because I do teach a lot of writing classes over there. That's a pretty labor-intensive area. And but you know what? I think that after I retire, I will probably still do TOEFL preparation, tutoring and things online. I'll probably still do that. I'll do that at home. It's a good point. Okay, we're good. So we go to the next one. Okay, we have another practice test submitted, it looks like, by Khalid. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Let's see how he does with this. I think it's independent speaking number 14.
I believe that it is easy.
Let me see which one he's answering here. Give me a quick second. Okay, we'll see what question he's answering. I'm gonna put Mike in the corner here. Let's make this one bigger. Can you guys see that? Okay, so this guy's answering the question here. Do you think it is easier to eat healthy food today? So let's see if this guy can get a high score on this one.
I believe that it is easier to eat healthy food today because healthy food is...
Wait a minute. I got to talk to him. I didn't start the recording. This stuff's all complicated. You believe it? What am I doing right now? I got a live stream video at YouTube already going, been going for 55 minutes. However, I have to download these student files from my email, and at the same time, I have to open up my recorder so I can give them comments. At the same time, I'm talking to you guys over at YouTube, and then you guys are commenting there in the chat. I'm trying to do all of this all at the same time. It's crazy. All right. Hi, Khalid. This is Michael, and I'm going to listen to your independent speaking practice test. So the question is, do you think it is easier to eat healthy food today?
It's more easily accessible, and I believe that it is easier to eat healthy food today because healthy food is more easily accessible and it is cheaper than before.
Good. So it's more easily accessible and cheaper, so that's possible. I like how you organize your topic statement around two specific support points. Now it should be easy to talk about these things. Now, if you can, try to get your topic or your introduction where it's only 8 to 10 seconds instead of 11.
First of all, now healthy food is available everywhere. For example, in my hometown, there are a lot of stores who sell...
Stores which, not who. Don't use who to talk about non-human things. Be careful. That's a language use issue.
Healthy food nowadays, but a couple of years ago, there was only one store who sell healthy food.
There's only one store which sells healthy food. You're killing me with your grammar there. Remember, which means things, who means people. You're talking about stores. Now, if you say there are many workers in stores or owners in stores who sell, that's fine. But if you're using store and then using the word who to refer to store, that's not going to work. And what kinds of things do they sell? You can say these stores sell vegetables and rice and all kinds of organic foods for its customers. So be a little more specific as to what kinds of foods these stores actually sell.
Second of all, healthy food is easier to get now because it is cheaper. This kind of food used to be very pricey, and there were few people who can afford that. But since now it is cheaper than before, I think everyone can afford that kind of food.
Okay, so overall, I think it's a pretty good response, right? All right, so let's see. Let me see if I can figure out how to score this one now. So let me go over to the independent speaking. Let's go ahead and check this out. Bye-bye. Here we go. So it's going to be above 3, there's no doubt, right? So let me look under topic development. So for 4, it says you have a well-developed and organized response. It's easy to understand the relationship of your idea. So some parts of the response, you can probably be a little more specific in your development, right? Mention something like organic food, rice, vegetables, fresh fruits, things like that. So you could be maybe a little more specific in your answer. But language use delivery also strong. So I think it's possible to get a 4. So I'm going to put you at 26 points or higher on this. 3.3 out of 4. So I think overall it's a good response. If you didn't get the 4, maybe because of the lack of specificity or very specific or precise words, for the examples that you were trying to explain. And you did have the problem with the who. You remember who for store? I changed that to which. Actually, I'm going to put you at 24 to 26 on this one. 3.1 to 3.3 out of 4. All right? Okay, let me go ahead and send him a message. Speaking for January 17th for Khalid. Okay, send him a quick email. Okay, we're good, so we move on. Okay, let's go to the next one here. So we have okay, I have one more student here. So we have Nisha. I don't know what this is. She didn't label it correctly. I don't know what I'm dealing with. So it's called practice test, I think. Number 4. Maybe it's independent speaking. Task 4. So let's see.
Reading is about an article in the universe.
So it looks like it's integrated speaking here. Okay, so I'm going to use the integrated speaking rubrics here to help grade this one. So sometimes it's good. I like to look at the rubrics as my students complete their speaking practice test. That way I can figure out where they best fit. Okay, let me talk to her directly here. Yeah, hi there, Nisha, and I am Michael, and I'm going to listen to your integrated speaking practice test number 4. So you have a reading and a listening passage.
Reading is about an article in the university newspaper, and it is saying about different methods of learning, and it is saying that personal experience and classroom instructions are really important.
Now what I would do is there's also a listening passage, right? So you might want to say this: the reading passage discusses blah blah blah, and in the listening passage the 2 students or 1 student reacts to the idea or something. You see what I'm saying? So you want to show how the listening passage relates to the information in the reading, and you want to make that connection right away. I think that's a good idea.
For a person to be successful, and the man is totally agreeing with this statement, and he is giving some examples for this. He's giving an example of a computer programmer who and classroom instructions are really important for a person to be successful, and the man is totally agreeing with this.
I would just say, and the man agrees or totally agrees with what was said in the passage, right? So you don't need to use present perfect here. I think the simple present is a very effective tense that you can use to summarize reading and listening passages.
Statement, and he is giving some examples for this. He's giving an example of a computer programmer who developed the software, and he's saying that the programmer will get the basic instructions from the university, but he can acquire only the personal experience, and so he can solve more complicated problems. And also he's saying that it is acquired naturally, and it
Finally, he says that this type of knowledge is acquired naturally.
helps the person to get more advanced. So giving these examples, the lecturer is clearly illustrating and elaborating his point.
Or the listening passage is elaborating and supporting the points mentioned in the reading, you might say there at the end. And that shows exactly the connection. All right, so what do we have here? How will you score here? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. I think some minor problems with delivery, some minor pacing issues. You had maybe some minor hesitations in there, a little bit. Overall, you seem to have pretty good control over your language use. Topic development, I gave you a suggestion of what you can do in the beginning of the response to help make the connection of the listening and the reading passage a little more clear. So that's a minor thing you want to do with. But overall, you had a complete, accurate response. I'm going to put you at about 3.0 out of 4, 23 points out of 30 on this practice test. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and send her my comments by email. So if anybody's looking for a TOEFL course out there, this is exactly the kind of feedback I give my students. How do you know? I'm talking to one of my students right now, right? So if you join my course, you can also send me speaking and writing practice tests, and I will comment on them in a very professional manner. And my job is to help you improve your overall academic English language abilities so that you can reach that target TOEFL score. But it takes time. So if you have a TOEFL test coming up in a month or 2 or 3 months down the line, join my course today and start solving problems so you can get better. Don't try to do everything in 1 week or 1 month. Usually that's not the best way to do your TOEFL study. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and send her these comments. Okay. Okay, I'm done with that. So I move on. Oh, you're getting into politics, Shrikant. Don't talk about politics around here. I don't want to do that. You said, how will you recommend for all the Indians who need USA visas because Trump is going to be president? I wouldn't worry too much. A lot of these people that come from India, they want these work visas. What are they doing? They're becoming pharmacists, physical therapists, all of that. They're getting professional jobs. They're contributing to the economy. Hopefully, Trump will not cause problems in those areas. I think Trump is more adamant at the people who come here illegally. A lot of the Indians who come here and they need these visas, they're coming here legally, lawfully, right? So that's my understanding there. But I don't want to get into politics, so don't talk about politics. Promise? Let's leave it alone. Let's move ahead. Let's go to the next one here. Okay, we have speaking practice. This is submitted to me by, it looks like by Kino. She goes by Comatop. This is the student I told you guys about a couple of days ago. Her speaking right now is 28 out of 30, right, on the TOEFL speaking section. You're going to find out in a minute why. But she also is now preparing for the TOEIC, the test of English for international communication. So she wants to improve her speaking in that realm. So now she rejoined my course and she's now doing some speaking practice as relates to that. Okay, so let's see how we're doing here.
This is the picture.
Yeah, you're going to like this one. This one's really, really clear. Clear pronunciation, but it's not about that with her. It's all about how she organizes everything and the specific vocabulary that she uses to help explain her ideas. That's what it's all about. So this is a good example of the kind of detail that you need to have in your speaking, I think, if you want to score high. Okay, so let's hear how she answers this one. And let me talk to her for a minute. Hi there, Comatop, and I am Michael, and I'm going to listen to your most current speaking that you submitted, it looks like about 7 hours ago, right? So this one is, you will describe a picture on your screen in as much detail as you can. Wow, it doesn't get any harder than that. That's a very tough question. The question is, Comatop, can I see the picture, right, in my mind's eye from your description? From just the words that you give, right? That's the big question. So let's see.
This is a picture of some kind of street scene, because I can see several vehicles heading in the same direction. In the center of the picture, two men.
I like that. In the center of the picture, so you're orienting the actual audience into what you're doing there, so that's good.
Who are wearing yellow jackets and helmets, riding their bicycles.
Okay, they're wearing yellow jackets and what?
Jackets and helmets.
And helmets. Make sure you say jackets and helmets. Make them both plural, right?
Riding their bicycles. They are also carrying the same color backpacks. On the left side of the picture, there are other bicyclists wearing darker colored jackets and carrying black backpacks. On the right side of the picture, there is a double-decker bus, which is commonly used for mass transport.
What color? Is it a red double-decker bus? A blue double-decker bus? Put the color in there too. I'm going to say it's red. I'm thinking in my mind, but I don't know. You didn't tell me.
In the United Kingdom. In addition, I can see a few big white buildings with the lights on and some people walking in the street. I guess people in this picture have just finished work and were heading back home.
Wow. I think that's good description, right? I like it. So pronunciation very clear, natural intonation, you're using appropriate stress on your content words, you're not stressing your function words too much, pretty good control of your grammar. Only one problem, remember helmet, you have jackets and helmets, just make helmets plural, not a major problem. Very good vocabulary, a lot of specific words you used to help explain it. And by saying in the center, to the right, to the left, above, below, so you were able to orient me as to what the picture looked like in different parts of the picture. So I thought everything was well connected. So overall, I think that you used a lot of detail to help me see what you saw. So very good job on that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and send her my comments by email. Okay, we have it here. Let me go ahead and send her a quick email. And that's a tough one. So a lot of people say the TOEIC is easy, but I'm telling you, That is not an easy question, and you have to, students who take the TOEIC exam, they need to have very, very specific vocabulary, as we just saw in that particular speaking response. Okay, I just sent her an email, and I have one more, and guess what? The last one is for Shrikant. This is my very last speaking or pronunciation practice test I have to comment on today. I saved the best until last. Are you still there? Yes, you're still there. You've been watching this thing for 75 minutes? Man. Okay, Shrikant, we're going to get to yours right now, so let's see what you're doing. So you're doing Speak Clearly, lesson number 23. Let me go ahead and open it up.
What's recording exercise 1? Actually, Earth's density is due in part to gravitational compression. If not for this, Mercury would be denser than Earth. 2.
I think you're saying density there, so let me see if I can find this. I'm looking for this, what you're practicing here. So let me go to the search and find here. Density. I got it. I think I have it. I found what you're doing. You can practice with me right now if you want. Okay, here we go. So let's open this up. Okay, now we have it right here. So I'm going to go ahead and listen to you complete this one. So let's go. So the main thing, so Shrikant, for you, when you're doing your pronunciation, you're trying to really clearly pronounce all the sounds in each word. You're trying to vary your intonation a little more and make sure you're not pausing too often. So these are things that you're trying to work on right now, right? Here we go.
What's recording exercise 1? Actually, Earth's density is due in part to gravitational compression.
Okay, what you have to do is the word density. Actually, Earth's density is due in part to gravitational compression. Right? So some of those words like density and compression, these are really important words. In addition to stressing them, make them a little higher pitched, and that will help vary your intonation a little bit.
Not for this, Mercury would be denser than Earth.
Okay?
2. If you
Say the word two. Two. Two.
examine words other than hand, you find many additional instances where each of these.
You want to say instances, not instances, but instances. We find many additional instances.
3 families is characterized by different looking roots, just as in the case of hand. 3.
Okay?
By the 1980s, the downburst and microburst were being studied.
But I would put more stress on these words, right? So by the 1980s, the downburst and the microburst were being studied as a unique phenomenon generated by things such as an intrusion of dry air. Now let me look at something here for a minute. So you're focusing on the T and the D consonant sounds. Sometimes I pay attention to too many different things and I lose sight of what I'm trying to do. So let me pay attention to how you're doing with those specific sounds also.
As a unique phenomenon generated by things such as an intrusion of dry air. At long last, we had a way to distinguish tornado damage from damage of
non-tornadic wind. So the T, you need to pronounce that with a little more air. Tornado. Tornadic.
winds.
Okay, let's keep going. Let's go to the last two here. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go.
5. 4. Another sign of intelligence.
No, another sign of intelligence. Intelligence. So you're not pronouncing the T in the medial part of the word enough. Intelligence.
Thought to be absent in most non-human animals is the ability to engage in complex, meaningful communications. Only recently has the general perception of parrots as mindless mimic been shown to be incorrect.
Again, the word parrots, you want to pronounce this with more air, Srikanth. So, parrots. The general perception of parrots as mindless mimics been shown to be incorrect. Notice here, interesting, when you use these almost negative or negative type adverbs in the beginning, it changes the word order of the sentence. So only recently has, this is the auxiliary verb, then you have the subject here, and then you have been shown the main verb here. Right there. See that? Very unique grammar.
5. Several tools have been
No, several tools. Tools. You need to. So the medial T, the initial T sound, Srikanth, when you're saying those, you're not putting enough stress or air coming out of your mouth when you're saying those words.
to help land users identify unstable slopes. Slope maps, geology maps, and landslide deposit maps are available for public inspection in the Santa Cruz County Planning Department.
Right, so I'm going to say in this one you have not mastered, I think, these two sounds, so let's do something else here. Let me go to the beginning here. Let's pronounce these for a minute. Let's try these. Let's just do 1 through 10 here. You ready? I just want to take a look at these. You can practice with me. You're still at YouTube, right? Okay, I'm listening to it right now. So YouTube, I want you to pronounce these with me right now. Remember, is you're not putting enough air on these. So let's try number 1. You ready? Tip, dip, cart, card, tight, tide, butt, bud. Now here's a trick, something else that you want to think about, Srikanth, is when you put the D at the end of a word as opposed to the T, the D is a voiced consonant, which means the vowel sound before it should be longer when you pronounce it, but when the T's at the end of the word, because it's a voiceless consonant, the vowel is shorter. That's why I said cart, card, tight, tide, Brett, bread, fraught, fraud. See what I'm saying? In fact, Srikanth, tomorrow your homework assignment is, I want you to go over this particular lesson, these 10 words, and just say the words in isolation so I can hear. Train, drain, fat, fad, pat, pad, team, deem. You see what I'm saying? So still, I think on that T sound, you definitely need to put a little more air when you pronounce that sound. All right? Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and send Srikanth these comments that we all heard at YouTube. Now also, everybody watching this at YouTube, really to truly improve your pronunciation, obviously if you take my online TOEFL course, I will help you to reduce your accent. I will be your speaking coach, no doubt. And I'm going to tell you, you want to spend a lot of time watching TV right now, watching movies. That's a good thing. If you can watch like 3 or 4 movies, I think, each week, and really pay attention to how the speakers are communicating, that's a really good way to improve your speaking and pronunciation of American English. That's a great way to do it. Watch TV. If you watch TV, you can watch documentaries, science programs, news programs, history programs, things of that nature. And I recommend those kinds of programs because they're a little more academic in nature and will help prepare you for the listening, speaking, and the writing tasks on the TOEFL exam. But again, pay attention to how the speakers are talking. Right? Now, one more thing. I'm going to give you one more suggestion in just a minute if I can. I'm probably going to forget it, but let me write it down here so I don't forget. I'm going to show you a website that you can go. If you're living in the United States right now, you're going to want to know this website. If you live in a big country in a big city in another country, you might also have this organization in your city. Okay, hold on a minute though. Let me send a message to Srikanth right now, so he can get my comments here. Okay, I think we're good there. And I think that concludes all of my speaking today. Let me check it out. So I just did all of those. That's good. I wanted to finish that. I'm going to have dinner or have lunch here in about 10 minutes. So let's go over to, let me go to Google. I'm going to show you that website I wanted to tell you guys about. Okay, so I'm going to go to Google. I want you guys to see what I'm typing in. I'm typing in the word Toastmasters. Can you guys see that? Toastmasters India even. Wow, that's how big it is. Let's go to Toastmasters International here. So what you can do is Toastmasters, this is a international speaking organization. It's a great organization. It gives you a chance to meet with other people. So it does exist in about 60 countries all over the world. Is it in your city, in your country? I have no idea. But you want to go to Toastmasters.org, find a club, start a club. You can contact the organization. And what I recommend, if there is a club in your city, join the club and then start attending the weekly meetings, and they make you give speeches. You think that's bad? You show up, you meet some people, you give a speech. They support you. You have to give a speech every time you go to a meeting, and that's very good speaking practice. So check out Toastmasters International, right? That's a great speaking organization. And I think this is probably one of the last things I will talk about today. And that is it. So bye-bye, everybody. You